mean, the whole point is he had to go through a legal process to be declared a citizen of this country. Yeah, that's the bottom line. Okay. Does it make it a natural born citizen? He knows it. There's only one way you can be a natural born citizen. So this is what's going to happen. He gets elected. And if this does happen, nothing is going to change. Everything that Barack Obama has to do, every little thing, every executive order, every appointment, every law, every judicial appointment, all prepares for what's under the United States Constitution. And you will not be able to turn it. You will not be able to do it. Because it's a plain simple fact. Like I said, with the ERA, the Constitution is not an easy document to change. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be throwing extra fuel on the fire. We're going to have another facility sitting in the White House. I mean, if you think logically, what does that say about Ted Cruz? He's going to say, I'm going to leave it up to my attorneys. We're going to let them decide what's going on. He knows like I know. He knows like anybody that has even studied the Constitution. He's in knows what the president of the United States. Now, what he really should be doing is getting up and saying, my fellow Americans, I'm not eligible to president of the United States, but we're going to get out here and we're going to get things fixed. I'm going to lead the Senate and we're going to get together, we're going to get a good president, and we're going to turn this nation around. We're going to get down there, we're going to prosecute Barack Obama, we're going to do all these kinds of things. That's what I'm doing. My basic campaign platform is to restore the Constitution to its original form and intent. That's my platform, the whole platform. And then, go ahead.
So you're telling me as a service member, if I went to someplace overseas, had a child, maybe another country, off of this military installation, that child is not
Qualify that. That's a great question. Okay, yeah, that's a great question. And no, I don't mean to say that at all. Here's the thing, because I can tell you a little bit about this because I am a military brat. And you guys understand what a military brat is? Yes, sir? Okay, great. Okay, my dad was in the Navy. Okay, all my friends were in the Navy. Okay. We always thought about that. We wondered, okay, hey, what happens if one of us is born overseas? I mean, it's close to almost every. I think almost every boy is mine. It didn't mind. Hey, I want to be president one of these days, or I have to be president. Okay, the whole idea behind that is that you have to be. You understand this? You have to be under the jurisdiction, total jurisdiction, and laws of the United States of America. That means you have to be born on a United States military installation, or you have to be born in an embassy colony. Okay? Now, what happened with John McCain? Does everybody remember what old Barack Obama did? Probably the only thing he ever voted for when he was out there outside playing golf, even when he was in Illinois, being that community organizer. Whatever the heck that means. I'm a community organizer. I managed and coached little league soccer and all kinds of stuff. I was president of every board, and Boy Scouts and everything. So I guess I'm probably a community leader. But the whole point is that John McCain happened to be born not even on a military installation. So they had to actually go out and file a resolution. They passed a resolution that made John McCain eligible to run for president. Plenty is wrong with it. It's unconstitutional.
No, and not really, because when you have these service members, lots of times they don't have agreements with these hospitals. They have to get the children downtown. I don't think that makes it any less of a citizen.
Well, I'm talking about the law. Okay, now I'm going to be honest with you on this one point. Say the mother's making a mad dash. She's born in Panama City, and she's making a mad dash to the hospital, and she has the baby in the taxi cab. I think it goes to the whole point of, the whole issue of the guy was stationed there. He was on active service. So the person was accidentally not born on a military installation. Okay, so I can understand that. But the law is, and that is the law, where the person has to be under the complete control and jurisdiction of the United States. That means you have to be born on U.S. soil.
Law also says
talking kicking apples and oranges.
Like what, for some years?
No, we're not. Constitution's it's very, 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 it does not say if, maybe, and, or, but. It says to be a natural born citizen, you must be the child of 2 United States citizens born on U.S. soil, territory. Well, I knew there was a lot of argument between that. I don't know the exact words about it, but they had argued about it, but constantly about that whole natural born citizenship clause. But the bottom line is that the Constitution is provide it's written down in stone, and the way it ended up being, they actually had to come back with a resolution to allow foreign young children to citizens of that were serving in the military in order to be considered natural born in order to allow them to enter the United States. No, it's to anyone, right? The way it is right now. The reason why they had to do it, the resolution is because he wasn't born in a hospital on a military base. The hospital hadn't been built. So they actually have to go through the resolution process. And nobody steps for even for 1 second and say, well, why did they have to do that? I mean, nobody asks the question why. I mean, yeah, that should be the first thing that comes out of your mouth. Well, why do they have to come up with a resolution if he's serving in the military? We all know that a person born on a military base or in this duty, that they're a natural born citizen automatically. And the reason why they had to do that is because they had to clear the path for Barack Obama to be eligible to run for president of the United States. That's it. It's pure and simple. I mean, it was the greatest fraud ever perpetrated upon the people of the United States, and they hardly even know about it. Most groups are not going to. Both of them. Barack Obama says that his mother. Well, Barack Obama was part of the resolution to sign. He signed it. He voted for it. The resolution. He voted for it. Right? Probably one of the few things that he did vote for. He made sure that he was there. Why would that be so? This is before his. Well, we know that he's had his political aspirations now for, since 2005. I've been doing that since 2005. I'm the guy I'm the computer programmer that found the fortune. I'm the one that went to Arizona, to Arpaio, went before the Arizona Tea Party, so we could get jurisdiction, so Judge Joe Arpaio could go after Barack Obama with the cold case possible. Absolutely, I understand exactly what you're talking about. Well, here's the deal.
But he's obviously not.
Of course. And I'm the fly that gets caught in the spider's trap every single time when I talk about it. His personality doesn't mean anything. Because you know what kills Barack Obama immediately? His father was born in Kenya. That's it. It's academic. But I get sucked into it every single time because I'm trying to find some legal way to go ahead. And I've been shot down every time. I've sued Barack Obama 6 times in federal court. Not one of the cases that I've brought before the court has been determined on its merits. Not one. Now, do we not, as American citizens, have the right to know who's the president?
I never knew about this resolution you're speaking of. To clear the way for the Kane and I guess others. And that tells me a statutory law cannot determine constitutional eligibility. It's an invalid law.
Absolutely.
And that tells me your argument's stronger than I thought it was.
Yeah, it absolutely is, because nothing supersedes the Constitution of the United States. Nothing. It doesn't. And if anybody allows, no, it better not. Because I'm telling you right now, if we allow this to happen, we're going down a slippery slope. You're not going to come on it. I mean, we're on a crash dive. There's 100 of us in the plane, and there's a half a parachute. We're going down. And that's the way it's going to happen. Now, how dare I have the temerity to say that I can run for president of the United States? How dare I?
So, John, talk to the subject of all of these experts, Alan Dershowitz, Mark Levin. I mean, I have people comment on Facebook that tell me, Mark Levin said that Ted Cruz is eligible. That's good enough for me. Alan Dershowitz, he's a Democrat. He said, I'm talking about Cruz now.
Sure.
These are all men that are supposed to be constitutional scholars. And they're all saying that Cruz is eligible. So how do you respond to that?
Yeah, well, I guess everybody's infallible then, huh? We all want to start getting out our crosses and bear, right? Maybe we'll all be crucified. I mean, there's no way that I'm going to sit there and listen to Levin or Alan Dershowitz, these guys that are sitting there getting money and all, they depend on ratings, to get their points across, even to stay on television. I mean, would you want to base anything legal that Mark Levin said for yourself? I mean, gosh, not me. That's for darn sure. If there's a special interest, I've never heard of any more special interest than Levin. But I've had a lot of people tell me that Mark Levin is the end word in constitutional law. And same way with Alan Dershowitz. Does anybody remember what Alan Dershowitz had to do with O.J. Simpson? He's part of that legal team, folks. He's part of that legal team that got that murderer wrong. Now we're going to start believing in him because Dershowitz says it? Are you kidding me? No, not me, not this kid. I wasn't born yesterday. It's going to take the Constitution for me to believe it. Right?
My understanding about the legal profession is that Spanish, they're not called lawyers, they're called advocates. And it appears to me that all these lawyers that get up and talk, they're not giving you the whole story, they're giving you their advocacy.
There you go. I mean, that's excellent remark. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, these guys, they've got their own, their own agendas that they're all pushing. I've got one agenda and one agenda only, and that is to ensure that the Constitution gets back on an even keel, because it's gone. I mean, our liberties. What's next? Okay, what's next? First Amendment rights, Second Amendment, Fifth Amendment. Okay, so what we do is we say, okay, Mr. Cruz, we really like you. You're a great guy. You're a great patriot. We understand you want to fix up what's wrong with America. You're a good guy. I'd have to say he's a good guy. I have nothing against him, nothing at all. What does that say about our Constitution? What does it say? Do we pick and choose? Is it a menu? I mean, I was talking to my wife earlier today. I mean, how many people out there actually think that they get to vote for the person that they want to vote for? And here's the analogy. What the Republican Party and Democratic Party do is give you a menu. And you have fish and you have chicken on that menu. And guess what? You either get salmonella, right? or eat one or the other. You're going to get there's steak out there, guys. We've got a lot of steak out there that are ready, willing, and able to get out there and do the job that's necessary to get done. And I can tell you, I know I'll get it done. Because I told my wife, I've got a false knee on my right knee right now. I got a false right knee. And I've just been involved in a horrendous accident. Who knows? Okay? I'll put my running sneakers on and I'll make a beeline to the Oval Office. There's going to be a stack of papers, 15 feet high, and a box of pens to sit there and nullify every single law that I can possibly think of that Barack Obama has done. And that's the way it's done. Right there. And if we don't do that, we have to do it. We have to get back to our roots. We have to get back to what our founding fathers set up in this country. We have to do it. We have to do it now. Here.
I mentioned last year that April, the sheriff found individuals with corrupt laws and other stuff. I never said that.
Kentucky.
And also, the second thing is, the vice president said the same thing as
Absolutely. Okay, well, I'll take the second part of it because I can tell you what's going on here. Folks, I was there. I mean, I wish I had the paper. Anybody's got internet access right now, type up John DeMay, Sheriff of Ohio, and you'll see my smiling face with my wife. And we went down there in December and talked before the Arizona Tea Party to talk about the cold case posse and what I actually showed Sheriff of Ohio, the forged document, how it was done, and everything like that. Mike Zulo, I know, I talked to him. I know this. Why haven't they done anything? How many out there know that Sheriff of Ohio was part of the team that went down there and kidnapped Manuel Noriega down? Do you know he was there? He was on that operation that did that with Noriega. Okay? So Sheriff Joe Arpaio isn't this, he's a great guy. I love him. I love Arpaio. He's great. Don't think for one second that this man is shrewd and that he is laser beam on us. The point is he's saying, and this is what was told to me, that this is a legal issue. He wants to dot all the I's, cross all the T's, and then put it forward. I see the look on your face. That's the same look that I gave him when I was helping him back. Because there's no reason he should have brought that up forward. And I tell you right now, because I know them all, they know me, I think it's all political. 100% political. They're all trying to jockey their way into it. And this is why the Tea Party is so important. I mean, I started out, and if I had a penny for every time I made a lot of enemies with the Tea Party. Because what I ended up doing was I'd hear this thing, like Sarah Palin, just the greatest woman ever walked the face of the earth. She was almost like Madonna. Okay, and if I mentioned anything about her, anything at all, oh boy, I was called everything but a human being. I mean, I felt like it was the scum of the earth for saying something like that. And I said, folks, why have you allowed yourself to be co-opted by the Republican Party? They understand the Republican Party no longer exists. There are Republicans out there, but they're a true Republican, one that believes in the Constitution and strict construction, and to make sure that it's followed to the letter of the T. They're far and few between. Now, I consider myself a Reagan Republican. I got to meet the man when I was 12 years old. I had to speak to him for 45 minutes. I think that's the guy that set me on my political path. Ronald Reagan did. He even had his jelly beans way back there in 1960. And you could walk around the White House, the Capitol building there in Sacramento, and nobody would stop him. And he never kicked us out either. Great guy, great man. But we don't have any Ronald Reagans out there running currently on any ballot. It is as shallow as I've ever seen it.
John, are you familiar with the legal term misprision?
Yes.
Misprision that's all 535 members of Congress know about this.
Absolutely.
And they could be charged with misprision.
Misprison.
I've heard it pronounced the other way too.
Yeah, absolutely. Look.
Misprision of treason, right? Is
Absolutely.
So basically what that legal concept means is that if you are aware of a crime and do nothing, you are guilty.
You were complicit.
You're complicit and guilty of misprision. I went to Congressman McCarthy's office in D.C. I told you guys about this, and I sat down with him and gave him Sheriff Arpaio's sheriff's kit, is what it's called. And now, this is not natural born citizen issue. This is now we're dealing in the fraudulent act of presenting or the felon of presenting a fraudulent birth certificate and a fraudulent selective service application. And I showed McCarthy right there the video of how the selective service application was forged is there's a really good thing on the internet. Just if you want to see it, I'll show you where to get it. They took a date stamp and they forged the date stamp because it's supposed to be a 4-digit number, and they cut and pasted. And McCarthy sat there and his jaw dropped. He said, "I've never seen that before. Wow, I got to take a look at my selective service." Well, that was back in November of 2013, and I think McCarthy's still looking for his selective service application, but they all know about it, okay? And so, well, they could be charged with the crime technically.
Well, here's the problem. Can anybody see what's going on now? I mean, I know the light bulb should go on in your head right now. If everybody's neck is in that news, who's going to speak up? Now, I'm telling you, how many of you signed? I know that a lot of you folks must have signed petitions, you know, to have Barack Obama looked into. And I say Barack Obama, okay? And a lot of people say it's a dead issue for Barack Obama, that he's out of office in a couple of years, and it's all academic, correct? No, everything that he's done is still open for going after him legally, 100%. He's not off the hook. But here's what happens if somebody like John McCain steps in. Now we have precedents. By fiat, they're going to do what they're Cruz, I'm sorry. I said, excuse me. It's painful and I get a little confused a little bit. I'll get around back on straight. Anyway, bottom line is if he gets in, everything that was done carry the full force and weight of the Constitution. And you're going to have a lot harder time to get it taken care of than if you went to somebody right now that is. Go ahead.
You're running for president.
I'm running for
Are you
president.
running in every state?
I'll be running in every state. Every state. This time, we've got a great group of people out there running. A person that, I've got Secret Service agents working for my security. I've got a judge that is contemplating becoming a vice presidential nomination of mine. Of course, everybody knows nobody picks a vice presidential candidate before, primaries over. So we get the right guy in, it's all this finagling. But all this getting elected stuff is not actually new to me. This is the third time around. I don't want to be called a politician. Okay? A politician to me has a negative connotation to it. I want to be a statesman. So to me, a politician, you've got to do so many nasty things and do so many bad things to get in. You owe so many people. You know who we owe?